I never, ever, ever thought it would happen to me. We were literally on a mountain biking trip, and I ended up messing up and falling in the creek. I dislocated my shoulder. We reset the shoulder, and we proceeded to finish the vacation. So I called my doctor, and I said I need to get an MRI, because that's what the PT wants. He's doing the whole, checking the nodes like they always do. And his hand stops under my left armpit. He says, "How long have you had this lump under your armpit?" And I said, "Lump?" So I go in for the ultrasound. The doctor comes back in. He explains that they are seeing something that looks very alarming. So I go in for an MRI, and that's when I finally found out that they were seeing something, and a biopsy proved that in fact it was stage 3B breast cancer. I had, for many, many years, been getting my regular mammograms, and there was never anything alarming, but I would always get those letters from the state saying that I had extremely dense breast tissue and that I may want to consider advanced screening techniques. And I talked with my doctor about that, and he explained that some women have dense breast tissue, and it makes it very difficult for the mammogram reviewer to actually see anything that is potentially a problem. And he said, "You're not particularly high risk anyway, so I wouldn't worry about it." So I didn't. Now I wish I had. Because as it turned out, even after my diagnosis, I went for a mammogram, and the tumor still didn't show up on the mammogram. It was only through the MRI process that they were able to see the tumor in my breast. I was able to start chemotherapy right away. And, the usual: chemotherapy, surgery, radiation. By the time I had surgery, they were basically saying, "You are cancer-free." I thought that my kids and I would talk about this someday as a thing that had happened, but that it was all okay now. Until it wasn't. My original breast cancer was quiet for a couple of years, but then it spread. Just like the tumor I had in my breast, I then had a tumor in my brain. And now I have one again. That's what cancer does. It can metastasize from its original location, cells moving through the bloodstream and ending up in very different places. And that's how you wind up with a metastatic breast cancer diagnosis. The recovery from a brain surgery was significant, and it took about a year before I started feeling like myself again. It was easily 6 months before I could carry on a conversation with someone. I'm in public relations. So much of the work that we do is talking, being able to talk with clients, being able to talk with colleagues. Was I going to be able to keep doing what I did and do it well, or was I going to be resigned to sitting on a couch staring at the wall? To me, having stage 4 cancer is sort of like running a marathon. My hope is that this treatment keeps working for a long, long time, and I will probably be on it for a long, long time. For as long as I tolerate it, for as long as it works. But there's always going to be something else. If this one stops working and I need to switch to another treatment regimen, there will be another one, and another one after that. And that's what I mean by a marathon. It's sort of like a race that never quite ends. And so this latest recurrence has been a reminder that life is short and that you never know what's coming. So I'm going to dial back my hours, make time for myself, make time for the things that are important to Tom and to my kids. My partner and I just really have not taken time to enjoy the things that we used to do. So the service that I have taken advantage of most with Pink Lemonade Project has been the Metastatic Breast Cancer Support Group, or the MBC support group. Getting a cancer diagnosis can be very isolating. It's terrifying, and it's a lonely thing, and you're going to walk that journey by yourself. There's no one else who can truly walk through it with you. But being in support groups and meeting other women who are on their own version of the same journey is incredibly helpful. I've met some incredibly kind, giving, generous, lovely women who are no longer with us, and I'm glad I knew them. And I never would have otherwise. But it's also a reminder, a very near to my heart reminder that this doesn't always go well. It can go really, really well, and for most women it will. I would be remiss if I didn't say, have that screening. But if you get a letter from the state that says you have dense breast tissue and you are offered the opportunity to take advantage of advanced screening, take it. The second thing I would say is take the help that is offered to you. I'm so, so glad that there is a resource for women who don't have great insurance, who don't have a good support system, who don't have a good employer, who need practical help. Don't think you can do this by yourself. Take the help from your family, take the help from your friends, take the help from your medical community, and take the help from organizations like Pink Lemonade, because you're going to be glad you did. You may not think you need it, but you will.